Here is a list to date of all the woke companies who have left the Russian market either fully or partially as of March 2nd, 2022. At the bottom it says, "This is the real problem." And it is. All of these companies are simply virtue signaling. They are penalizing innocent Russians who live here in America, who have nothing to do with anything that's going on. And not only that, they are punishing every local business owner in America who merchandises or buys products. This is all by intent, and I will delve into that a little deeper. Good Monday morning, Patriots. JT here, Serenity Farms prepping. So, the Russia-Ukraine fake news media saga continues on. I am finding that the masses with the M in parenthesis out there, all having their blue and yellow Ukraine flags on their Facebook pages and posting all the memes that show Russia bad, 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 they are under the same mass formation psychosis that we've experienced with the Democrat-funded terrorists, BLM and Antifa, racism, defund the police, climate change, all the hoaxes that have been perpetrated onto the sheeple for years. Tax the rich, pay your fair share, healthcare's a right, all of them. So, yes, I do firmly believe now that Russia is working with someone else to rid Ukraine of neo-Nazis, deep staters involved in that former and current administration. They are taking out the bio labs that were producing weapons. Here's a couple things that should be striking you very oddly with all the footage that you're watching. But you're not seeing it. You're not looking at it. You're hearing Russia, 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 bad, bad. Okay. If I'm going to invade and take over another country, I am not going to leave all the infrastructure fully functional. They have electric, they have water and sewer, they have heat, they have everything except internet. What is the one thing that the Democrats love to do to control the narrative? Control the internet. If there's no internet there, then everybody can't get everything out like they need to be, showing what's really going on. You actually see some footage of Ukrainian residents going about their daily lives. When you do see bombed out vehicles and stuff like that, look at those vehicles closely. They're ancient. They're not modern technology. They look like they're from the 70s. We've seen stock footage from 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Now let's go to the nuclear power plant. They claimed, they being the deep state Democrats, that Russia had lit it on fire. But Russia put out the fire. Why would they stop the nuclear power plant from catching on fire if they were intent on taking over? They have dropped off hundreds of tons of food to feed the Ukrainian residents. Putin has said repeatedly, over and over and over again, that he's after the neo-Nazis, and he's asking Zelensky and crew to help rid the country of the neo-Nazis. Not the residents, not even the military, the neo-Nazis. NWO. The same people that are coordinating the Democrats' deep state efforts here in America. Now, if you believe there's a master plan, then you would understand why pedophile in chief closed down all our oil producing capabilities on day one, but is still spending $100 million to get 500,000 to 800,000 barrels of oil per day from Russia. Now supposedly idiot in chief is going to negotiate with Iran for some oil. And no, none of this makes sense, which makes perfect sense. If you can see through the bluster and stop listening to all the fake news, the Democrats and the rhinos. The Democrats need us on their Green New Deal bullshit. They need us to suffer immensely with necessarily skyrocketing fuel prices, which lead to skyrocketing cost on everything else, because oil is involved in every aspect of our infrastructure and our lives. The Democrats think if they can push this long enough so the cost of everything is so expensive that we can't drive, we can't eat, there's food rationing, gas rationing, electricity rationing, everything, that sooner or later the sheeple-tarred idiots will demand change. We're ready for change. It's true, we simply can't afford oil anymore. When just a year ago we were energy independent. The Democrats need this collapse because every other narrative they have is being exposed and falling apart. From what I understand, the demand for the thing has virtually disappeared. This also really wrecks the narrative. So I don't know where it all leads. I'm hoping that a lot of things that as they get exposed are going to end some of what the Democrats are trying to do based on prior deals that have already been made. Meaning you're allowed to play out your role up until this point and then you're done. In exchange for being allowed to breathe. Just pay attention, people. It is not what you think it is. Nothing is. You need to prepare yourself for a lot of things that are going to be happening, that are going to shatter your ideas, your thoughts, your beliefs, and everything you thought you ever knew. I think. I hope. But there's still going to be some rough time first. Hopefully not as rough as originally planned, but it's still going to be rough. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and notification bell. But for now, JT, signing off.